We're going to give this a shot. Welcome back to the stream, folks. It's your friend, Greg O. Let's put out the good word, shall we? All right. Oh, where'd the tunes go? That's not what we want. That's more like it. All right. You know what? Wow, what a couple weeks it has been, my friends. I come to you today from my new digs. Welcome. I have relocated from the city to the burbs, and it is awfully quiet here, I tell you. Should make a good podcasting environment. I've been playing a little bit with my couple different things. Number one is my microphone. You can see I got this doohickey. I'm trying to decide how I feel about it. I also got this doohickey. Oh, wow, it's heavy. Yeah, which way? This doohickey. And I still have my old boom arm that is ready for me, but really doesn't feel like it belongs in this setup. Feels just a little too large. Right now we are streaming over the Wi-Fi to see how that goes here at the new place. Things seem to be fine according to our metrics, which is a relief. The main thing I'm going for here is to see how stable the stream is. See if I need to hardwire this thing in. It would be great if I didn't. Also, to make sure that my audio is hooked back up. Also, to test out this microphone stuff. So we have this stand guy here, which I thought I would want lower. I don't know, maybe I want it a little taller, but the height adjustment's a little weird. Little weird. I'm hoping someone will appear in chat before long to help me validate that my mic sounds okay. Brother Kai. Yes, I'm. I'm trying to find out how my microphone fits into my new space. Um, so I'm testing out some microphone alternatives. One of which is this little handheld stand, which I rather like because it just like it sits on the desk here. Hmm, there. It just sits there. It's simple. It's easy. I like simple. I like easy. I also have this, which I might use for more like hands free. Like this needs to be much more in my face for it to make sense. And I also, of course, have the old boom arm, which I'm trying not to use because even though it is so darn convenient, to put the microphone in your face. I have this like nice little spot here. Here, let me see if I have enough slack on my webcam to show. Close up of the dome. So it's an L desk, and it's sitting right in this corner window. And the only place to really put a microphone, boom, is right here, right in front of these windows. And I really don't want to block the energy coming in through those windows. Yeah, this is the new space, man. Uh, Moved out of the city, like we talked about. Now I'm up in the burbs, quieter here. Lots of change. A lot more time in the car to get anywhere, which I'm still getting used to. Colder, actually colder, which I was not expecting. I made a little investment in these little hand mittens because just sitting here and working, it get cold. How far did I move? I think it's about 25 miles on the map. No, sorry, maybe 20. Yeah, 20. Sorry, I know exactly. It's 23 miles on Google Maps because I had to quote the movers, which is about 40 minutes of driving when the traffic's good. I'm gonna see if I can make this a little taller. Of course, one of the options for the mic is I can just hold it in my hand like this. I actually kind of like this. It's a little more intimate. But I gotta use my hand then. Oh, uh, 23 miles is how many kilometers? Uh, about 40 kilometers, I think. Oh, gotcha. Pretty far. Okay, I like this height. Feels pretty decent. Yeah, it feels okay. Feels like it's not in my way, but like I'm not crouching over to it. How's the sound arriving to you? Does the mic sound okay? Does it sound different? I tried to get it back to basically what it was. Well, last time we talked. All right, let's try the other setup. Play around with that for a little bit. I do like the way this looks, just having the mic right in front of me. It makes it clear that like we're here to talk. I'm not doing other stuff. I kind of like that. Am I using the mic? Am I using the mic? God, I hope so. Uh, let's double check that. Shoot, sounds a lot more compressed. What device are we using? Shoot, it's using the AirPods. Ah, there's a little time. Okay. All right. Now we should be using the big mic. Thank you. This is why we test. So, yeah, my sense is that this has gotten quieter than I want it to be. It's a little harder for me to get it into the yellow. I wish I took a picture of the settings that I was using before. You know what I should do? I should actually get my headphones out so I can hear the inline sound. Let me do that. The earphone mic was so loud you didn't even have the stream turned up to hear the music. Sounds normal now. Normal's good. I like normal. Do you prefer this to the AirPods? I hope so. I certainly went to a lot of effort. If the AirPods end up being straight up better, that would be hilarious. They sounded pretty terrible. Got it. Yeah, okay, so the purpose of this is it'll plug directly into my what do you call it? It's the thing into which I plug my microphone into that then translates the sound via USB. I don't know what you call it. So this gives me instantaneous inline. I can hear the microphone. So I'm gonna take my AirPods out and have a listen there for a sec. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, he sounds good. Did it stop the Yeah. Okay. I'm pleased with that. Do you miss the cans, Kai? We don't miss these, right? I think either that the shape on this is kind of deformed, or that it's my head is shrunk. I'm not sure which it is, but you see this? There's like an air gap between the tightest setting on this and my head. Maybe my ears have gotten higher? You know, I guess I don't need AirPods at all. We're just listening to a little music. Just play it right here on my MacBook speakers. I don't think that
I don't think the mic will pick it up. You know, I've been noticing lately how much I enjoy taking meetings without any kind of hearing people's voices come out of a device in the room instead of hearing them in my ears. There's something about having the voice be embodied, even if it's just by a laptop sitting over here, that I find is much more animating and real feeling. Okay, what is this thing? Let's look it up. Scarlett 2i2. What is a Scarlett 2i2? It is a USB audio interface designed for high quality, low noise recording, featuring studio grade 120 decibel dynamic range converters. An audio interface, I think, is the term you were looking for. Like listen to podcasts and stuff via speakers for the same reason. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm particularly enjoying having the AirPods out right now because I just listen to I've been just like I'm getting ready to go out of town tomorrow, and I'm like unboxing stuff, and I got all these in, but so you're seeing 2 of these here, right? But I got 6 more to try from Amazon, so I've been receiving and going through those. I got a couple more still coming. Anyway, I've been doing stuff and listening to Lex Friedman's interview of Jeff Kaplan, the guy who was the game director on World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King, the guy who led Overwatch. It was a fascinating conversation, really fascinating, and it has interesting parallels to a conversation that I shouldn't talk about because it hasn't been published yet, but my talk with our good friend Rel, which I hope should be coming out next week. I hope. I just love Oblivion music so much. It's so chill. And so free from copyright hassles. Anything interesting from his time doing Overwatch? Yeah, I got something surprising out of it, something I didn't really expect to get. Anolf, what's up, brother? Hell yeah, good to see you, Anolf. I caught your comment on my YouTube today. How cool to see you here now. I'm live. Yeah. At least until my wife gets home. Yeah. Yeah. I've been doing these streams every week on Thursdays since the start of the year. Not trying to be a streamer, but I don't know. I really enjoy the dialogue here, so bringing it back in some small way. Overwatch had identity crises. Yeah. So talking about Jeff Kaplan and Overwatch, I caught a synthesis of his conversation that kind of surprised me. But starting with small things, cool things. The key design insight on Overwatch came from a prompt where after Project Titan, which is the MMO that he went to work to build after Wrath of the Lich King released, which was his like kind of shining moment in World of Warcraft, he was working with Team 4, whatever Team 4 is, to do to try to figure out how to salvage Project Titan and use whatever tech and art and stuff that they had and try in the next 2 years to build a game that, and the directive they were given was to build a game that could have the same revenue that World of Warcraft had. Because at the time, the company was expecting World of Warcraft to start to tail off in popularity and success, which of course didn't happen, but that's what they were expecting. And so Jeff went to work with the team, and they would spend 2 weeks on an idea, stop, pick up a new idea, spend 2 weeks on it, stop, and spend 2 weeks. And some of those ideas were like the StarCraft MMO was one of those ideas. Another idea that they worked on was basically an idea that was inspired by the original concept art of McCree from Overwatch. The key design insight came from a meeting where they were sitting in on one of these design sessions, and they were thinking about class design. There's going to be some kind of a shooter, and there are going to be classes, and you play as them. And one of the guys he was working with said, instead of having like 6 classes with 50 abilities, I wish we could have like 50 classes with 3 abilities. And Jeff was like, hang on a second. And we have all this old art, and he actually went to, I guess, what the Titan version of Tracer was, and was like, what would Tracer's like 3 abilities be? And he figured out like the blink, the time warp, whatever else Tracer does in Overwatch. I can't remember. And put together the basic idea for Overwatch. And when he pitched it, he didn't just pitch Overwatch. He pitched the version of Overwatch that would equal World of Warcraft, where the Overwatch PvP game was actually the first of 3 Overwatch products. So in year 1, you release Overwatch, the PvP shooter. In year 2, you release the PvE co-op, which is what we all thought Overwatch 2 was going to be. And in year 4, you release Overwatch, the MMO. That was the pitch he gave internally at Blizzard, that they said, yes, go do it. So that was a pretty cool anecdote. Pretty cool anecdote. Adolf, haven't been able to catch the streams. Time difference is too much. Not supposed to be awake, but alas, you've got a little baby who's not sleeping. Oh, how new is the new baby, Adolf? Are you proud, Papa? The co-ops thing was an old idea. Yeah, that was part of the original pitch. And there's an interesting thread throughout the interview with Jeff. Really, really interesting thread. I kind of don't want to pluck at it because I think it might need to mature in my mind a little bit, but it's sort of the headline that I wrote down about it was the hazards of non-integrated creativity, which is very broad and vague, I know. Born on the 3rd of December. Congratulations, brother. Oh, that's beautiful. Boy or girl? That's wonderful. Congrats. Okay, let's try the other mic stand. Okay, mic stand 2. He's a boy. His name is Ivor. Beautiful. I'm so pumped for you, man. That's great news. That's really great news. Oh, I like how close this mic gets to my mouth without me having to do much. That's nice. I can kind of lean back a bit. That's beautiful news. Yeah, Anolf, I saw your comment about feeling like we're on a kind of similar path. I feel that, brother. I do. I'm really glad you posted that. I'm really glad you jumped on and shared the really great news with us. The I feel there is something good happening. I think we're both participating in it. Mini Deeg coming? I will say this, the project has begun. Still some milestones along the way. If I have a little boy, do you think my wife will let me name him Deeg? How awful would that be? I'm sorry I even said that. I even dignified that thought with breath. Are you dead naming me? Nah, I don't think so. Deeg's a part of me, man. Deeg's always been a part of me. I don't mind it. People are used to calling me that. Hell, there are people from the old days when I used to go by Darth Greg that still call me DG. That's where the name Deeg came from. It was a sort of chopping up of DG. Darth Greg. DG is quite cool, actually. I thought so too. You know, actually, I had a warrior in World of Warcraft. My character's name is DG. I loved that name. I thought it was so unique and interesting. Someone reported me. I was just PvPing and someone reported my name for being too short. And then I had to change my name. I was so pissed about that. Like, there was nothing about that name that was offensive. Nothing. I would like to just, if I could, tunnel through space and time just to look over the person's shoulder as they were sending that report in. Like, what was it that got them to do that? Did I mortal strike them too hard? I mean, I assume that's what happened. Your thought is free. What's that in reference to, Vanel? Yeah, I can see I'm going to have to get some more lighting in here. It's getting a little too dark. That's all right. We can figure that out. And the days are getting longer, so maybe it's a problem I can kick down the road till winter. All this time, I've thought so hard about it, and it was actually their toddler while they were AFK. That's right. There's some... let's see, how old would they be now? I guess that would have been like... almost about 20 years ago, I guess. So they'd be just graduating college, that toddler who reported me. Yeah, I like this stand. This one feels good. It's not quite as easy on the desk space as the old boom arm, but I like that it just has it takes up a lot less space in the room. I really like it. I like it more than I thought I would. It's a bit out of the way. Yeah, I can feel myself being like, ah. Whereas the other one, I'm kind of just like hunched over a little bit. I don't know. I do. I mean, this is like a $20 piece of equipment, so I might just keep it as a nice thing to have around. You can have stuff in front of you if you need it and doesn't cover you as much. Yeah. Yep. Don't worry about it. You're slow at typing in bed. Oh, no worries, man. No worries, brother. I'm quite gratified and flattered that you choose to tune into me. Kai, interesting to hear me talk about Overwatch because you've been playing Deadlock for the past year or two, and as it's a game in pre-release development, you're always wondering what it will become. I don't know if I know what Deadlock is. Is it have some similarity to Overwatch? Oh, is Deadlock a Valve game? Ooh. Feels like it could become a big thing like Overwatch was back in the day. There were leaks of a visual novel and stuff, so you wonder if they have a lot more plan than what you've seen. Oh, it's hard to trust Valve. I mean, love you, Valve. Is there a simple... Probably the GameSpot video would be a good starting point.
Deadlock
for me to see what Deadlock is. What is Deadlock? There, y'all can see that, right?
is the latest game in development from Valve, creators of the Steam Marketplace
It's Smite,
and
made
games
by
like
Valve.
CS:GO 2, Dota 2, Team Fortress 2, and a handful of other titles that never got a third game. It's a 6v6 third-person shooter mixed with the core gameplay of a multiplayer online battle arena, more commonly referred to as simply MOBA. I hate MOBAs. I put so much effort into understanding games like League of Legends and Dota 2. Minimal effort with Smite and Heroes of the Storm. Then I cranked up my enthusiasm.
Smite was like
to
League of
1000
Legends
for Pokemon Unite.
in
Alas, my efforts were for naught. And if Pokemon
more of like an over-the-shoulder kind of version,
can Deadlock?
like an action combat version of it.
Similar to Smite and predecessor, Deadlock is played from a third-person perspective
Man,
instead of isometric
I don't know why,
like League and Dota. Unlike
but in the
Smite
grand
and
scheme of games
Deadlock
that
goes beyond
game
the
types that I'm
perspective
very
shift
much
and
over.
features the movement and combat of a typical third-person shooter.
I don't need to listen to this. In the grand scheme of game types that I'm over, internet PvP games might be at the top of the list. Like match-made lobby PvP games might be at the very top. Like MMOs still have a kind place in my heart because of the social component. And PvP in an MMO context is, feels a little different to me. Gameplay. Show us some gameplay, please. Let's turn on a little bit of music while we... Oh, yeah. Something about seeing the numbers pop up above people's heads that remind me of the arbitrariness of what's happening. I've been doing a lot of it's quite an old video. It looks very different now. What do you like about it, Kai? The thing about the scores, that observation, it made me think about how in the hobby that I now practice, primarily outside of, well, at least outside of this hobby and this hobby, singing barbershop music. One of the funny things about barbershop music is it's quite objectified and scored. You might have like a talent contest or talent show with other art forms, but barbershop music is rigorously scored. fact, I'm putting together a quartet to go compete in a couple months. And this weekend, I'm competing for score with a couple of different ensembles. And the scoring component of the art is one of those things that I've seen people get really stuck on, lose contact with the art. Maybe that's what I'm seeing when I see the numbers on something like this, is something about seeing the numbers and the reticles, and I'm kind of over third person shooters. Like I miss first person. It feels like we're eating the menu instead of the meal. What am I gonna sing? This weekend, the two groups I'm in, one of which is Seattle based, will be performing an original arrangement of Rocket Man by Elton John, as well as a catchy little tune called Get Out and Get Under the Moon. When you're all alone any old night and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flat, get out and get under the moon. And the other group I'm in will be singing a really pretty love song called A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square, and an incredibly melodramatic tearjerker called I Don't Know How to Say Goodbye. I'm excited about the Rocket Man because it was arranged by a member of our group, so no one's ever heard this arrangement before. It's totally unique and original to us, and it's kind of challenging and weird. I'm really curious to hear how it performs in a contest setting. I think it's gonna be really fun no matter how well it scores. But the thing that I've recognized about the competition scene in barbershop, where every single year we organize ourselves around these conventions where we come together to compete against each other and get scored, is that what it creates is a community and also an accountability to a culture of improvement within the art form. And there are many people who participate in barbershop without doing the competitions, and those are folks who are my gathering is that they're generally less interested in improvement, which is, you run into that in video games too, right? Kai, don't play outdoor sports anymore beyond running, which is not really competitive. As a game, you enjoy it because you haven't played a MOBA, so there's a lot to learn for you. Has enough similarities to shooters, you feel you can bring something across. Yeah, I feel that. I do enjoy the fact that the shooter verb seems to be me much more of like it's almost like shooter isn't a genre anymore. It's like a I don't know how to describe it. A shooter is like loot. All games have loot. Games can have shoot too. I think I just heard the door. Wife might be home. Okay, I think I've had enough looking at Deadlock. All right, the last mic configuration to try is the old boom arm. So I'm going to get that out, and we're just going to give it a whirl before we wrap things up a little early tonight. Apologies for that. I tried to start these earlier, but I just couldn't quite get there today. Did you see that? This thing is not very well balanced. All right. Back on the old boom arm. Oh, and check this out. New little toy here. Standing desk in the house. He's shrinking. Yeah, there's the boom. There's the boom mic. It works. It's a little more out of the way in terms of elbow space, but takes up a lot more of the mind space. Yeah, I think this guy, despite his imbalance, is the winner. I got a couple more options arriving tomorrow that I won't be able to try until next week because hopped on a train in the morning. So I'm going into a sinkhole. All right, let's do a quiz. Is the desk rising or am I sinking? You can tell because you can see the background move, right? Also, the mic moves. Yeah. All right. Well, I think this was a success. Oh man, standing and talking feels so good. We got to do some more standing streams. I'm excited about this now. But now, with the standing stream, I might want to do the boom mic because it gives me a little more freedom. I don't know. I'm gonna try this. These other two mics in the standing configuration. Then we're gonna call it a stream. All right, here we are on this guy. Noticing immediately he feels lower. I could raise the desk up a little bit. I think this is the max height of the desk. Yeah, I feel. Ooh, yeah, the boom arm is nice for standing because I can actually move around and the mic follows me easy. With this guy, the mic doesn't follow me. It's better for sitting. It's good for sitting. I like it. All right, now let's try this other guy. Will I promote the Rel interview when it's out? Yeah. Yeah, I'll do all the usual postings. I'm also. I hope to get it out next week, but I might wait until the week after so I could spend next week generating collateral, like clips and stuff. I kind of like this because I can hold it. You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips. There's no tenderness like before in your fingertips. Outside of my own circle, I don't even know what you're talking about. What circle are you describing? Start making gaming videos again? No, man. Any gaming stuff that I do is going to be very third person because I just don't make time to play video games anymore. But I did record a podcast interview with Rel, who you may remember, a fellow who was a lead designer on PlanetSide. I can't remember if you're a PlanetSide guy, you know. My recollections you're a Guild Wars guy. You can help me remember. But I think it's time to bring the podcast back, and we're just going to have to feel out together how to do that. And the first one's been recorded. The time I shared a video on our MMORPG that got attacked by an angry horde. I don't know. Probably not. I probably won't try to share my stuff outside of usual channels until I have an offering that I want to promote. Once I have an offering that I want to promote, a way that people who really like my stuff can go to the next level with it, and, you know, exchange a little bit of this, then I might go outside my traditional promotional channels. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out what this is. The PlanetSide subreddit. Yeah, I might post it there. Well, as usual, the conversation here is impossible to put down. But I've done what I said I was going to do, and I want to make sure that to share this lovely space with my beloved. So I'm going to bid y'all a good night, and I'll see you again at the very minimum this time next week. Anolf, hope you get some sleep. Kai, a lovely day. Everyone else, just take care of yourself. All right.